Hi, this is Stephen with Fairs MI, and this is a dedicated video for Arizona Exposition and State Fair. This is a follow-up on the identifying new areas for our new upgraded all grounds map. This particular video has to do with creating graphic edits of this new map to even update it further. This may be in taking out trees or adding trees, or eliminating certain areas where there are objects that we want to clear out. So let's just get started and I'll show you how that works. The first thing we're going to do is do a personal folder load. I've created this red marker icon and we're going to load that up. And we're going to go to our booth layout tab and our single booth control, and we're going to make sure that the single booth move control is checked, and this allows us to move this red icon around. So the first thing, let's go ahead and I'm going to bring it down to some areas that still had some storage objects in it, and we're going to go ahead and resize this around the objects. Now we want to keep in mind that icons resize from the upper left to the lower right. So I'm just going to make this width a little bit less, and I'll make it 200 feet. And let's just make it a little further. Let's go ahead and make it 70 feet. So we've got an X on here, and what we want to make sure is careful that it is around just the areas that we want to eliminate. So if there was a small shed down below this marker, and there were some bleacher storage that's always there, but we wanted some of these other objects to be cleared out, then this identifies for me that we want to X that out or use our Photoshop to create blank parking space behind it. So now we can actually do multiple identifications, and what we'll do is we'll hit the new button in single booth control. Now we've got a new marker. I'm going to make this very small. I'm going to make it 50 feet by 50 feet. And let's say there's a tree that no longer exists on your plan. So I will put the X right there on that tree and we'll Photoshop that out. Now let's say if there's a tree that exists now that didn't exist on this plan, or some kind of landscaping where you can't really create a layout, or you just want to make sure that it's documented. So I'll hit new again, and I'll just put it in the corner here where we'll suspect a tree may have grown or there's some new landscaping. And I will go to my booth label and I will create tree. I'll type it in, I'll say okay. Now, there may be some areas that require a little more detailed information, but at least you can get us started. So I'm going to click on our tree icon, hit new again, and let's say you've created a sidewalk in between here and here, these two buildings. And I'm going to go ahead and make it 300 feet to start. I'm not going to make it the actual width of the sidewalk. I'm going to keep it narrow but able to see, and I'm going to put sidewalk in the label, and I'm going to hit OK. Well, that's way too long, of course, so let's move this back here, and we're going to make it we'll make it 180 feet. But this will at least get us started where we want to create some more details. We can get some more information from you. But by just hitting the one icon, clicking on it and hitting new, it creates a copy and you drag it over to different areas that we need attention. There may be some areas that you just have a question on, or it just needs a further explanation. And so again, you would, let me click on this icon right here, hit new, and I would drag it over to here, and I'd put a big capital Q on there, hit OK, and I know that particular area is an area that we want to talk about. Now, when we're done with creating these different versions, and you can go back in here and make multiple uh, layout saves. You don't have to do it all in one shot. But let's say you've gotten this far and you're satisfied with that to get you started. Then we go to our files and we go to our file save, and you would put new and then maybe edits, something like that. Just something that lets me know that I need to look at that file. So you would email me and say, hey, I've got some new edits here that we want to try to Photoshop in to make them up to date. And I would go to your folder and open this up, and I know exactly what you're talking about. It doesn't require a lot of telephone calls. I can create those edits, update the map, and let you approve them. What I'd actually do is update a prototype map for you to take a look and make sure they're everything you want, and we get this map as up to date as possible. So that takes care of that. Just give me a call with questions and we'll go from here. Thanks.